And once you have that, it lines up, Mike.
I love balance, John. Balance always feels very, very good. Well, let's get into it. FNATIC versus 032. Game number 1 with the new lineup of FNATIC. See if this one is a bit more successful than the last.
Yeah, it's a fresh start, right? Sort of fresh. They've got Forev back. They've got Zephyr hammered in on support. DJ also hammered in onto support 4. We saw some flexing with him on the off lane with AU around. They've got Zephyr hammered. This is a bit more standard. You know, I feel like this lineup should find more success. They do gel well enough together. And they've played with Zephyr for a while now. You don't have the wild card factor of AU in his tryouts. So we'll see. I think this is a test for in-game leadership now. Who exactly starts calling the shots? And, you know, FNATIC, they're investing in this team. You know, they mentioned it on their announcement, but they want to take it slow. They don't mind a short-term loss. So this is, regardless of how it goes, it's an opportunity for them to grow. Of course, you'd still love to win. 032, you know, it's time for them to start racking it in. We've seen them with some potential. Those same issues I talked about for FNATIC shouldn't be bothering them as much. And we'll see if that truly is the case.
Absolutely.
Nico.
We'll get into it. Game number 1. We'll bring up some betting odds here from LootBet. FNATIC actually favored in this matchup, interestingly enough. $1.40 to $2.80 for 032, which I can honestly say I was not expecting. I do have a bit more confidence in this squad with Forever in the offlane, if I'm honest, but I don't know about that. 032, they haven't looked that bad. I mean, again, they are above in terms of points for the group stage, so see how this one pans out.
Yeah, it's so strange because they have had drawn series, right? Like, so there are at least some wins under the belt of 032. We'll see if those odds are right. We'll find out soon. You do see a slight clump up already.
Yeah, Moon's going to get chased down a bit by Ninja Boogie and does eventually just leave him alone. Moon will run back to the mid lane. It's going to be pretty important for Moon to have a good game on this Pangolier, John, as you do need him to set the tempo so Raven can get the space to become a very balanced late game Arc Warden. If he does not do that, well, with the draft of 032, they are probably going to be able to run over you. It is a Drow SF after all, and even the Venge on top of that can make it very, very hard to get back into the game, because this kind of draft from 032, they don't like to hold out too long, right? It does get kind of explosive if they do get the good start going.
Yeah, definitely. And well, the mid lane for Moon, of course, against that SF is mentioned. We'll see how it unfolds. Pango mid, not the most common, but also not the strangest thing. Initial levels are going to be a bit rough. I think you'd feel comfiest at level 4, really, when you've got level 2 in your swash and maybe 1-1 as well. So you've got some tankiness with the shield crash. But Nico, for his part, it's all about the last hits. And when Moon does swash like that, well, you can let off some raises and start to punish a bit.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? You've got to get those swashbuckles out to secure the range creep. But of course, Nico should be able to capitalize. Of course, Nico on the SF, he's had a few issues in the mid lane from the games we've been seeing. It's been a bit of a mixed performance from him. Of course, he is a bit newer to these kind of higher tier tournaments, so there is time for him to get used to it. Of course, I'm sure there's a bit of pressure for him, as you do tend to get for the newer players, but as time goes on, I'm sure we'll see him displaying a lot of his good performances.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure there on the supports for that SF to find that bounty rune. And speaking of the supports up top, you do have DJ slapping Ninja Bogey a bit, but it's the lane of the Drow Venge. And of course, you do have the Bloodseeker actually being the one aggressive. So you can see Forev not minding the creep wave, opting instead to get some good harassment in.
Absolutely. Forev's doing a great job. Look at this. He just pushes the wave, but he's going to contest, so Natsumi can't have a free time here. And this is the strength of the Bloodseeker. And if I'm quite frank, John, we've seen a lot of offlane Bloodseeker that haven't really been doing this. But I'd love to see the fact that Forev just comes back into FNATIC and is making it very, very hard for the safe lane of 032 to actually get some farm in.
Yeah, and you're going to have your stable EXP gain here. You're forcing the Drow to hit under tower, which is never fun with that attack animation. It's the way the offlane blood's supposed to be played. So for Ev, he's going to have an easy ramp up to level 3. This is also giving DJ a ton of space now. He gets to go down mid.
He does. Nico always going to get Avalanche tossed, and that should be a nice, easy kill. DJ to take it, but now Moon going to cop a few tier 1 tower hits, but ultimately will be safe. He does have his bottle up anyway, and a Tango active, so he'll just heal up the old-fashioned way. But that's a great rotation out from DJ.
Yeah, and that's just because of the space that 4Ev can buy. So when you have a offlaner that can buy that space for himself, you get so much more done as a pause. For really good punishment onto Nico. We talked about the SF. It's such a snowball-based hero, so he's going to have to recover in that lane. You look down bot. Of course, you've got Bach and the Sand King this time around up against Raven and Zephyr and that CM Arc Warden. He's got Matthew
DJ
around to help him. Oh.
Top lane, he's copying a lot of damage, but does eventually get the toss off on Ninja Boogie. I apologize, John. You were saying the bot lane.
Yeah, no, it's a standard lane. You can see Bach is not doing so hot. He did go for 1-1-1 in his skill build. It's just so hard to really fully contest an Arc Warden, especially when you've got Zephyr just getting some pull-offs as well. And they do get the punishment.
Yeah, Bach's in trouble. Yeah, he's going to try for the TB, but will not make it out. There was no chance of him running, of course, because the Flux would have started dealing damage and slowed him again. And, well, he tried, but he does end up paying for it. And, well, with that TP down now, John, he's going to have to make the walk of shame back into the lane.
It's never a good time as a Sand King. You just want to be able to farm a lane out. Some contention over the ruins, but Zephyr
actually going to go down. I'm looking at top lane, though, where Forever is being slowed up, but DJ is going to be there to stop him, and Ninja Boogie. Oh, I thought DJ was going to go for the toss back. He doesn't. That may have been the better option anyway, as Forever was salving up, so you may have just cancelled the salve. But John, with this pressure that Forever's put on this top lane, they've been forced to get a tri-lane going. So Matthew's rotated up. They're going to commit to try and kill off this Bloodseeker now. Matthew, he'll get the Nature's Grasp off, but Forever is going to be okay. And I'm really giving props to this man because he's doing just so much work for FNATIC right now. As you can see, Nico goes down mid lane because DJ doesn't have to be there to babysit this Bloodseeker.
And that's what you love to see. When you've got this self-reliant offlane, opens up so many possibilities. You take a look at Moon now. He's level 6 already, a full level above that SF, and that's just not what you want to see now if you're 032. When you have that SF, you need the fast 6. You need the fast kills in that hero. And to make matters worse, if you look at Bach, his progress in the Sand King has still sort of stalled out. His last hits are not up there. He's going to need to play in the jungle. That means your Drow is going to be sharing that space out with a lot of heroes.
It is definitely going to be so. Natsumi still struggling with CS, about 10 behind the Arc Warden. Rev just working towards that Veil of Discord to make matters worse for 032. Of course, with this SF dying multiple times now, it's going to be tough for 032 in the mid game as this game goes on. You are just not getting enough farm to be able to contest 10 minutes after this stage of the game, as they are going to make a jump now onto Ninja Boogie. Once again, just another easy kill for Moon to take, and they can start getting some pressure onto that tier 1 mid tower with the siege creep.
Yeah, and this is what 032 is supposed to do, right? They've got the Venge Drow. You'd expect them to start chipping away at towers, but they just can't. They don't have the space and an invasion in the jungle even.
Look at this. Nico, he's forced to use the Requiem. Will cancel, but Moon, he's threatening to use that Rolling Thunder. Now the Requiem going to be cancelled by DJ, and he's not going to be able to get it off. Moon's just going to keep him perma-stunned up now. And Nico, yeah, he just can't get away with this. Ninja Boogie does TP in to try and help, but I would not recommend it, as they are not going to be able to catch anyone anyway. Moon, he's still dancing around here with another swashbuckle up very, very soon. He is feeling confident, and Bach may be regretting TPing up now as the avalanche comes through, and that'll be another kill out to this Pangolier, and Ninja Boogie is probably not going to be safe either, as there is going to be another swashbuckle out, and that's going to be the 4th hero dead up at this top lane.
Ooh boy, FNATIC, they're showing up today. So you can see that roster change really helping them find their pace once more. 032, they've got to reel it in. Bach is not ready to show up anywhere else. He needs to build that steady farm. You need so much more as well in your SF. The only lane that's gone anywhere remotely well is Natsumi's, but he is still lagging about 500 gold behind the other cores on FNATIC. They've left Raven alone in the Arc Warden. We've seen this happen to Gabby, where he was just left alone. He's got his Midas up. If you don't start pressuring the Arc Warden, well, you're going to get what you ask for. Like, it's going to overtake you, and you've got to be careful about that timing.
Well, they've got a choice right now, 032. It's either you take out Raven or you protect Natsumi. Because Natsumi is still having a very, very poor time on this drow thanks to Forev. And now he's got the Rop Shot. He's going to throw it out, keep him just stabilized as DJ going to move in with a toss in and an avalanche. And Natsumi's still in danger, going to cop a Crystal Nova now. And he's just going to have to TP back to Fountain. It's just going to slow things down so much more, John. And it's the brilliance of this Bloodseeker. In fact, now, just forcing out the Tree and Protector, they can go after this tier 1 top tower.
And this also stalls out the progression of her Treant as well. Level 1 living armor, that's not going to stop any sort of push attempt here from FNATIC. So they're going to have to settle with that. They're going to try to shove the bot. You do have Bach and Nico shoving together, but they're going to have to trade. That's the best they're going to hope for.
This is not what you want when you have a Tree and Protector, though. Like, you don't want to lose towers like this.
No. Even an even trade, you want these things to be alive at the 20-minute mark. That's the point where you feel comfy, where you've done your job. But Matthew's he's doing his best. It's just not enough. You do lose the top one eventually. They're going to drop the bot, tier 1, on the side of 032. Even trade, but that's not what you want in the Tree and Trap. And FNATIC, 4K lead now, Mike. Sub 10 minutes in. That's a big gap for 032 to have to overcome.
They just can't do anything. DJ and Moon are going to rotate down to the mid lane now, where Natsumi is trying to get a kill off onto Zephyr, but he can't even kill the CM yet. He's going to keep chasing him down. No, the raindrop's going to save him, but it's board time. Moon, he's going to roll in. DJ will finish the kill off onto the Drow, and now Moon will also get Ninja Boogie, but they're going to try and fight back here. Moon going for the TP. He is going to get Requiemed and does go down to Matthew. Forev trying to sneak up from behind. He didn't quite make it in time. Obviously, still going to be a positive trade, however, John. You did get the Drow. And without this Drow farming, without this SF farming, you're not going to have a mid-game.
No, you definitely aren't. You can see Nico, he is going for the Yules build on the SF. So they're just going to build around the Yules blow up, but Forev?
He's playing very confidently here, Forev, on this Bloodseeker. Going to get epicentered now. I wonder if he can get himself out of this one. It doesn't look like it. Bach, with the haste rune, does finally pick off this menace. That'll make him feel a little bit safer across this map, at least for the next 20 seconds.
Yeah, he's working towards that blink on the Sand King. Blink first, so they're going to have options to engage. Very important for 032 if they want to bounce back in. That'll allow them to find some openings for FNATIC and potentially even punish Raven. So the blink Sand King is going to help out massively. They just need to ensure that Bach's not going to drop while farming it. He just needs to safely farm it up, keep him secure, but you can see FNATIC, they've already smoked up here.
I mean, they've got a great peak going right now. Ninja Boogie, he's going to run into them. So at least you're only losing the position 5, 4032. That's probably the best case scenario for 032, apart from just not getting ganked. And with that kill, they're going to head off back towards that mid-tier 1 tower. And again, as a Tree and Protector, you never want to let this go down. But Matthew, he's going to lose his courier now. Moon knows exactly where they are. And they are going to get that Treant very, very low. So they are going to commit to that fight very, very soon. As Rolling Thunder, Moon's going to go through, connects with the Treant. Bach, got to be a bit careful here as DJ gets the avalanche toss. And that Nova going all the way. Moon needs to find his way out of this one. We'll get out. They don't quite get the tier 1 tower they wanted, but they do get a 1-for-1, a position 4 for a position 3. and the, of course, the Venge before that, they'll happily back off. And John, you pointed this out, but look at Raven. He's got the Maelstrom up now.
Maelstrom, Maestral Midas at 12 minutes. That's a lot of farm, and it's just free farm. He's at 6.9k, Mike, at 12 minutes in. There's just been no contestation, no punishment for him. FNATIC have been very disciplined with the space they've bought out. Now you've got a mech up on Moon, so he can start to sustain his team. He only has the Javelin for offense, but you don't need that much more, considering just how squishy 032 is right now. The mech's going to allow FNATIC to maintain that aggression, and 032, they've still got a little bit more in the tank. There's that blink on Bach. So again, you're going to rely on the Sand King to set up for them with some kill opportunities. The Yules for Nico almost done. Just about to get the staff, and then about 600 gold off for the recipe. Those items will allow them to take some team fights, but it has to come out fast.
Moon's being very frustrating here, taking all of Bok's creeps. Bok just being able to finally pick up that blink dagger that his team has desperately needed off him. Not too badly timed either, mind you, considering the circumstances for Bok. But of course he had to go literally Tranquils into blink. So no real core items in between. They are picking out that mid-tier 1 again. Do they want to go for the fight, or do they want to commit for the tower? So they want to get a pick off first, and they might spot out Bok here just behind the tree line. Bok going for an epicenter into a burrow strike, and he does catch out 2 of them. Zephyr's in trouble, but he's not going to die. He pops the ultimate, lets it go, and well, the side of FNATIC are looking pretty healthy in this team fight. Natsumi being chased down now by Forev. He'll get the blood right out. Natsumi could not run out in time. He will go down, and the toss back into the blood right. And that's a full team wipe.
Oh, man. I mean, you can't even kill off the CM. A valiant attempt from Bok, but he needs his team to back him up. They need the Overgrowth to come out. They need the Requiem actually channeled to give them that damage. And when it doesn't line up, it still falls apart. FNATIC, 9k lead. They're stealing some big stacks here as well. 032, they're really starting to bleed out way too hard. 9k advantage, 16-5. Natsumi, I mean, he's got the Yasha. He needs that BKB, but even then, they need so many of these fights to just line up.
Moon's going to go in onto Bok. Sandstorm will be out. DJ, he'll jump in with an avalanche. Natsumi's trying to fight, but Forev, he already got rid of Ninja Boogie in the back lines. Raven just setting in that Tempest stubble, being a real nuisance here. And they are still looking for Bok. They have him underneath the sentry now, and with that Bok, he is going to die. The torture continues for 032. It's an 11k net worth lead. And things are looking very, very dark here for this dire side. You look at DJ, John. He's got that blink up. He's looking at Matthew, and he's going to be able to find him. Avalanche toss and a blood right. And Forev will get another pick off for himself. Oh, this game it's looking real bad. I can only imagine what Dota Plus is thinking, and we're already at 93%.
It's a quick one, but, you know, it's to be expected. I mean, we don't even talk about Raven anymore. He's got the Mjolnir up and running. He does have a keen optic, so not quite a telescope, but they've left him alone. Even if you start winning these fights, you have to wonder, is that enough to overcome this gap Raven's built? He's the 10k net worth.
Bok. Epicenter Burrow is going to be out on Raven, but do they have the damage up? But he's just tankier than you'd expect, but no, they are going to have it. Great setup there from Bok, getting rid of that Pos1 Arc Warden, but now the rest of FNATIC going to go back in. They'll get Ninja Boogie. Not quite the trade you'd want, but the one they have to accept, and I think 032 should be very, very happy with that kill onto Raven.
Yeah, it's a big one. Not quite the network swing you would expect, but you find that key target we were talking about. You do manage to stall the Arc Warden just a bit. Give yourself a catch-up opportunity. It's still dire, though, Mike. You look at the net worth chart. Natsumi's behind DJ. Every single core is behind DJ. The Pos 4 of FNATIC. It's that bad.
It really is. Yeah, it's I wonder what the hero levels look like. Oh, that's a yikes. Yeah, 4 heroes on top from FNATIC's end of things, and Everyone else on 032 are level 12 and below. Very, very tough time. There'll be a smoke out 032. Now, mind you, if they win a team fight, they'll get all those levels back pretty fast. Only problem is, smoke was broken, but Moon has been caught out by the burrow. He's going to look for a Rolling Thunder back into Bok. In fact, never mind that. He'll go after Nico. The Requiem was used, but Moon, he's got a great angle here. Onto Matthew, onto Nico. It looks like Matthew is going to be the first target. Nico is literally stuck in a corner and cannot get out. And Forev, he's taking care of the back lines. He's got Natsumi, and Natsumi is going to die to DJ. As Ninja Boogie, the only thing he could do was just TP out, and that's what he does do.
The gap is just growing. That was a beautiful smoke break coming out from DJ, just standing on the ramp. And I get that 032 are desperate for opportunities, but that's not how you find them. 15k behind, Roche now being melted by FNATIC. They're going to have to reel it in together. I think at this point, you start looking at the high ground and think, all right, that's where we can really play well. We have Overgrowth, we have Burrow Strike, we have Epicent, we have Requiem. The high ground is a strong point for this lineup. You have to seed ground here. There is no way you can fight outside unless you get that pick off like we saw a while ago. When it comes to a 5v5, with how far ahead these heroes are, it's so difficult to find.
DJ's got the avalanche toss with the Blood Rage. Bok, he's going to fall quite low, but gets the Sandstorm off, but they have the dust. Forever wants to have a look for this, but Bok is out of there. Nice little escape from our Sand King. But the push will continue, John. That tier 2 tower is not going to last.
No. It's just going to melt. The Raven's ready to go now. He's got the travel, so he can be all across the map. Of course, they're going to have a lot of time left in the fresh ages, so there's not as much pressure for Raven to play it safe. And 032 now. And they're still playing catch-up, but it's just not safe anywhere.
Nico, he's going to be careful. Moon's going to double damage at him. Like he won't be able to commit it. Of course, there is zero rush for FNATIC, as you do have the R-Quad in late game. They really don't have any kind of pressure on themselves to try and finish this game. Ravens essentially got infinite scaling. And I do mean infinite. Just kind of ridiculous how far he can go with this hero. There's your tier 2 mid tower, just slowly being chipped away up by Forever Raven. And Living Armor's going to make it a little bit tougher, and there's your backdoor protection kicking in, but Raven's not going to be dissuaded. He has the Blood Rage, and that'll help him get it just a little bit faster. He does get it in the end.
I mean, right now, 022 is just playing the right way. Giving out those outer towers, trying to buy space. You sacrifice Matthew, but there is some space down. But you can see Natsumi farming it safely. Nico as well. And that's the best you can hope for. Just trying to buy some breathing room. Hoping that the high ground push will end up better for you. And just trying to recover.
Nico, you might try to go for something down at this bot lane. Nico is a very, very sad SF. 6k net worth. It's been a while since I've seen a net worth that low on an SF mid. Mid lane. Oh, they've caught out Bok. Rupture out. Forev's going to get it in time. Oh, that's a shame. Forev, he's having a good time. Meanwhile, Moon going to jump on to Natsumi, and this Drow Ranger probably not going to go anywhere. They'll swap him out. Still, it's looking okay now. They might be able to turn with the Overgrowth and the Requiem. Even the Meteor Hammer to drop. So DJ does fall, and Moon is getting low, but he will Guardian Griefs, and now Forev getting swapped back in. We'll just say thank you very much as he rushes forward onto Natsumi, and now Nico is going to be in a spot of danger and does die to Raven. Now Race Car is just flying now after Matthew, but we'll let it go as... Well, they don't... Yeah, GG. They've had it.
Ooh. Oh, boy.
21
FNATIC.
minutes.
They're back. It
back.
Looks like they're back. 032. They tried to go early with Avenge Drow. I don't think you want to first phase it. Like, every time we've seen it first phase like that, it hasn't really worked out. So maybe reconsider the draft. I don't think that was... I mean, it was mainly a drafting error. I really feel that way. The matchups weren't ideal. Don't open with Venge Drow.